Stats are out for March and the news articles have been having a field day. We're seeing one of the slowest months of March on record in the last 15 years when it comes to sales, but a big jump in sales from February to March. What does all this mean? Let's break it down in 3 minutes or less, and I will do my best to make it under 3 minutes for this time, even though I say it every single month. I'm Michael Ouzas. I'm a realtor here in Toronto. If you ever want to discuss what exactly you're looking for in Toronto real estate, click on that first link in the description down below. We can jump on a call anytime. Stats came out for March 2024, and well, I will have another much longer video breaking down all the numbers and specifics. Let's take a look at my key takeaways for March 2024 stats as we're now into April's spring market. First key takeaway is March break, private school March break, and Easter. All three of those happen in the month of March this year, where in the past, typically Easter is a bit further out. So you do see a bit of inventory typically pick up between March break and Easter, then a bit of a pause, and then a new flood of inventory after Easter. This year, March was very slow, as we've been seeing on the sales side, slowest sales since 2009, 15 years. However, a big jump from where things were in February, and we are now starting to see more listings come to market and more options for buyers as they're looking to also make those moves. Next key takeaway, March 2024 sales were slower than March 2023, which was a slow month to begin with. However, they were higher than February 2024. Things are definitely progressing in a direction of more activity in the Toronto real estate market. New listings, we saw 20% more listings year over year, and then 10% more listings than we did in February. So a good amount of listings coming to the market. What we did see on the ground is that the great properties in certain areas or certain property types in those micro markets were still moving quickly. Next up, when it comes to condos, here's a number that I really think is super important, is that the gap between condos and the detached market now is back to 1 million. And every time we do see that gap get to 1 million, typically the condos are what picks up the slack to bring the gap tighter. Usually we see it anywhere between 800 and 1 million. And as the condos go up in price, it brings the gap tighter. Detached continues to lead the way when it comes to pricing in Toronto. Now the condos are $1 million behind the detached market. We may see some price increases when it comes to condos in the near future. I've been saying this for 3 months now, but semi-detached are still the hottest product in the city of Toronto. Looking at those step-up buyers going from a condo or townhouse to now a semi-detached home, or a downsizer going from a detached home to a semi. We are now under 2 months of inventory across the board for Greater Toronto Area, which equals bidding wars. Typically that 2 months of inventory is the number we're going to pay attention to. Even though sales were relatively slow in March, we did see a good absorption of what was actually on the market get sold. Not a ton of inventory, and sales made up the difference. Months of inventory still our number one key metric when we're looking at what's happening in Toronto real estate. We saw the detached at 1.28, which is down from February at 1.4. So already a tight market in February, got even tighter in March. Same story for semi-detached, where we were at 0.8 in February, now down to 0.7. So that also keeps getting tighter when it comes to activity in the market and the demand for semi-detached property. Rows and towns went from 1.5 months of inventory in February down to just over 1 month of inventory. So expect row houses and townhouses to get even more active and more pricing pressure for those types of properties moving forward into April. Condos are now down to 3.4 months of inventory, which was at over 6 back in October. So a lot of those deals that we saw back in October have now started to dissipate a little bit as we're more into a balanced market. Because last month we were closer to 4. Now we're at 3.5 or just below. Still trending towards a seller's market, but there are plenty of condos still on the market right now. So there are still some options there, which we're seeing at 3.4 months of inventory. There you have it. There's your stats in 3 minutes or less. And I hope I made it on time. Drop a comment down below on what you thought the key takeaway was based on those, or if you had any others to add. I'm Michael Ouzas. Thanks for watching.